I want to show you how to use an input box and how to use a switch select case statement. And I'm just going to create a new project. Go to create new project. And then I pinned my vb.net on the template. If you want to pin it, you can just go on the list and then click there. You will see the option for pinning the item on the list, so that next time when you open VB, you don't have to come here and look for it. It will just stay here forever. So now you can go next. Then you can rename your project if you want, or just hit create. All right, you see on the right left hand side, I'm supposed to have the tools and it's not there. If you can't find something, you go to view and then you go look for it. It's probably somewhere. The toolbox, there it is. And then I only need two components. I need a button and I need a list box. So I need two components. It's a button and a list box. So I'll just try to enlarge my list box and my button. Make sure the form it's small, and I can just highlight all of them. I want my properties. I can't find my properties. Then I go to view properties. There it is. And then I just want to change the font size in order for it to be visible. So I'll just make size 14. So that is size 14. Then I'll look for text. I'll look for text. Size text. There it is. Then I'll say capture. And then I go to name. Name is usually under design. This design name. The name is BTN capture. And the name for the list box, it's LST items. And I'll look for design again. The name for the list box is LST items. Now, I'm gonna double click a button and then declare a variable called name. The name is a string. I'll start with str as prefix. Str name is deemed as a string. And then this is how we use an input box to receive a value. We assign the variable to input box, just say input box, and then you open a bracket. The first parameter is a prompt string. The prompt is an instruction to the user. So I'm just going to instruct my user to please enter. I can just say enter your name. Then you put a comma. Just minimize my properties. And then the second one, is the caption of my input box. I can just say name, start the name with a capital letter, and then the last parameter, it's the default name. If I put Nina as a default name, then you'll see how these things will be arranged on an input box. Let me quickly run the app and you'll see how my input box will look like. This is my app. When I click on that button, see, this is my input box. It just pops up. It was never there when I was designing. So we call this type of component a runtime component, because we only see the component when the program is already running. It's not like text boxes, list boxes that can just be dragged and put on the form. So now look, this is the caption, it's the one I put here. It appears on top of the input box. And then the prompt or the instruction, enter your name. And we also have Nina appearing there inside the text box as a default name. So usually we don't have a default name, so we can just remove that name. And then we run the app again. That box must be blank. You see, the box is blank, it's empty. Then I need 3 inputs. I also need the gender, so I'm going to declare gender as a string variable, and I also need the age, so I'll dim int age is an integer as an integer because age is a number. So I'm just going to quickly copy and paste because the coding is almost the same. And then here I'll just change the variable and put gender. And then where it says please enter name, I'll say please enter gender. And then on the caption, I'll have gender. Then I'm doing the 3rd input box for my integer age. So I'll just change the variable and say int age. And then here I'll say enter age. And then up or on the caption, I'll write age. So now it means I'm expecting 3 input boxes to appear. This is the first one. I click OK, I get the second one. Enter gender. Then I get the third one. Enter age. So now the age, it's crashing because I didn't enter anything. And now this Visual Basic is trying to store a blank text on an integer variable, which is not allowed. So still on that note, I'm going to switch my VB to be strict. So I'm going to say option strict. Option strict is on. And then after doing option strict, not string strict, option strict is on. Then it underlines that input box. After switching my strict to on, then it underlines this line. You see that it's saying option strict on this. This allows implicit conversion from string to integer. It only does this on the int age because it's an integer variable. So to avoid this incompatible type error, I have to put the entire input box in a bracket and convert my input to integer. So I'll just say cint. So whatever is inside that bracket is now converted to integer. When you do your conversions, you must always make sure that you convert only what's on the right-hand side of the equal sign to be the same data type as what is on the left-hand side of your equal sign. So now we're going to declare another variable called it's an output variable, str output. Str output, it's an output variable. So I'm going to say str output will be equals to str name plus, we can use plus or ampersand, is up to you. They both concatenate the string or join the string. So I'll just use the plus sign plus VB tab. So the VB tab, the VB tab will create a space between the string name and whatever I'm going to put on the right hand side. So let's say I want to put the gender, str gender, then it means my output will be the name, space, and gender. Then I put another space, VB tab. I must join the string first, VB tab, and then put gender. So I want the output to be name, space, gender, space, and then age. But now, as you can see here, I'm storing this line on str output. And str output is a string according to our declaration, but int age is an integer. So which means in order for int age to be stored on this string variable, it must first be converted to string. So I'm saying cstring. So cstring is for converting to string. So what am I converting? I'm converting int age. So I'm going to display my string on the list box. So the coding is simple. We just write the name of the list box, list items, say dot items dot add. Then we put it in the bracket. What am I adding to the list? I'm adding the string that I stored on string output. So I'm just gonna quickly run the app and see what I'll have. And the name it's Homo Holo. Then gender it's male. Age 15. This is what will happen. It stores the name, gender, and age on the list box. Where do they come from? They come from str output. And this is the line that stores all the input on str output. And then instead of displaying them one by one, I just display str output because it contains the name, space, gender, space, and integer, age on str output. If I want, I can put a condition there and say if str gender, if str gender equals to male, then I come here and say and if. So now this statement is saying if gender is male, then that's the only time I can add my string to the list box, only if it's male. So I do this if I want to add the boys only to the list. For example, if I run the app and enter Nina, say Nina it's female, and then she is also 15. If I click on the button, Nina will not go to the list because here I said if str gender stores male, then that's the only time I'll add the item to the list box. But if I go there and add a male, then William is male, is also 15, then William goes to the list box. So that is how simple the if statement can be used in VB.NET. And I'm just gonna quickly change my condition and use age on the condition. And let's say I want only the people that are between the ages of 15 and 17 to be added to the list. Then I'm going to change my condition and say, okay, if int age is less than or equals to 17, and int age is greater than or equals to 15. So then this coding means I want the people that are between the ages of 15 and 17 to be added to the list, whether male or female. As long as they are between that range, then they can be added to the female. Okay, let's try Sarah. With respect to yes, Sarah, and use a capital letter. Yes, Sarah. She's also 15. Oh, I used age on gender. All right. You don't go there. Let's try again. Sarah. Gender is female. And age is 15. Say, but now let's say we have Letabo is also female, but this one is 18, and it's Letabo cannot be added to the list because of the age range. This is the if statement, is between this and this. So you're gonna say if age is less than or equals to 17 and age is greater than or equals to 15. So starting from 15 to 17 can be added to the list. So now I'm just gonna remove my coding. And all right, let me not remove it. Let me just comment it. If I do like this, then it means the code will not be read. It will just, VB will just ignore the code. Any code that is green, it won't be read by VB. So it means you can write any rubbish that you want there. As long as it's green, it won't be an error. So now we have what we call a select case, which some people say is simple. Select case int age, the variable. Then it will do and select by automatically, and it will put case inside. So we say in case age, it's 15. Then we say to 17. Then do this. And I'm just going to copy the line and then put it there. We say in case age is 15 to 17, then this must be added to the list. So this is doing the same thing that was done by the if statement. Say Letabo is female and Letabo is 15. Say Letabo is added to the list. Then we try to add someone who's not in that range, male, and this one is 14. You say that person won't go to the list. So I'm not sure which one you guys find easier between the if statement and the case statement. So in other words, if you do, especially if you work with the numbers and characters, you can use these two selections interchangeably. You can use this one or this one if you want. I guess the examiners and the markers will obviously understand either of these two things.